Greetings, YouTube, and welcome to episode 339 of the 4,000 Question Challenge. Do you think that warning on cigarette packages means anything to smokers? Very little. They are addicted. The fact that it is legal in America baffles me. There is no purpose to smoking. It serves no purpose other than making certain people billionaires and killing 450,000 Americans a year directly and 45,000 Americans a year indirectly. I know someone who is an addict to tobacco, to nicotine. He smoked. He gave his wife lung cancer. She died. He still smokes. How do you do that? You killed your spouse because you're a junkie. To my mind, it's no different than if he beat her to death. He killed her. Why is that okay? Do you know your local politicians personally? No, I do not. Are you often or never unsure of whom to vote for? I am never unsure of who to vote for. Have you ever worked on a political campaign? No, I haven't. I know I am a student of history. I know how the sausages are made. Is there a particular law you have pretty much always disregarded? I have a very liberal view of copyright. I have a liberal view of speeding, some traffic laws, particularly when I'm going to work at night. I will often violate those because there's like no one on the road except for me. I was a petty thief at one time, but small time stuff, books mostly. No, I guess I'm not that unlawful. What do you think of requiring people to vote, not just giving them the right? I fully endorse the idea of mandatory voting. Also, changing how we have our voting to like a proportional system. Think that would be fairer. Radically changing how districts are set up so it can't be gerrymandered. And again, public funding, which I've mentioned in other videos. I firmly believe that public funding should be the only source of money. And that people should never be able to give money directly to a politician. And that a politician themselves can only use their own money for transportation and housing. What friends, neighbors, and relatives of yours were involved in a war? Let's see now. Do I have any friends that did wartime? I had an acquaintance that was a SEAL. I never bothered to ask what he did. Um, Someone once poked that subject with him, and he got a look on his face, and I don't ever want to know where that look came from. Just chilled me right to the bone. My grandfather was on a troop carrier in World War II. My great uncle had a ship named after him because he died in combat. It was a destroyer escort. He was a pilot in the Pacific Theater. I have an uncle that was a frogman in the Navy. No wartime service, though. All three of his kids, he was a frogman, like not special forces, but like dove and fixed things in the Navy. Um, all his kids served. None of them served in a war. No, I don't. My grandfather and my great uncle, I think, are the only ones I know of really that have served in a war. Have you ever witnessed a serious crime? Yes, I've witnessed child abuse. Do you have confidence in the public schools? I have some confidence in the public schools. They need more funding. They need less interference from the socially conservative folks. I think that we should have a national board of education, and all members on it must have a master's degree in education, and they all must be basing their recommendations on science, not on faith. My faith in the public school system could be a lot better than it is. It's just that there are a lot of people that are preventing politicians and preventing teachers from doing their jobs. And that teachers should get paid more. There isn't a shortage of teachers. There's a shortage of people who have a master's degree who are willing to work for $36,000 a year. They should be getting 72 to start with. And then we'd start getting some teachers in there. And we'd be able to fill up every school we have with all the teachers we need, which is what we need to do. Stop investing in bombs, start investing in teachers. And lastly, for 339, would you be a good political campaigner? Okay, for a second there, I thought I said, would you be a good political campaign? I don't think that's how it works. Would I be a good political campaigner? No, because I could not speak to the socially conservative set without disdain in my voice. I think social conservatism is a disease, and those that prolestize it are vectors for that disease. And that disease needs to be eradicated. They need the light of reason shown into their shadowy minds so they will stop trying to impose their worldview upon others. And that's the nicest thing I can say. All right, so thank you for being here for episode 339 of the 4,000 Question Challenge. And Neandrin here to say goodbye. I hope that you will be here for episode 340.